Hey there folks, and welcome back to another 600pp tryouts. In this episode I am doing the Nsx Type R 1992, which is a very interesting build on this one for a tryout. Yeah, so more on that once you see the stats. For now, enjoy the first straightaway if that doesn't do anymore. So here's what I buy this time around, which it's in at 419 horsepower at 600 pp. And you probably noticed something. There's no weight reduction on this car. That's because the Nsx is so light, you can technically go the opposite about this car. If you want to know what's crazy. Problem is, you do kind of hinder what it was supposed to be, but it does kind of help a bit of the problem of this car, which was getting up to speed, because it wouldn't technically not get up to speed. Because by top speed, I think it's like 195 plus miles per hour. But yep, overall, I got a V-Type V6 motor, and I don't know if that's a Civic motor or not. C30A, I don't think that is. I think that's just a motor that shares with the Acura Legend car. But it does have the VTEC system though. Yeah. Overall, not bad stat wise. Not crazy either, but yeah. Yeah, here's what you can technically do to this car, which I basically kept it to the regular rims because I made I want to say 24 Le Mans vinyl style on this one, because I like the GT2 Nsx and Gran Turismo 1 and 2, especially the alt color. I like the alt color a bit more than the regular. The regular is just well, it's not really just a red because it's a pretty red. It's not a Ferrari basic red. It's more of a rosy red. But basically, you can do side skirts, back skirts, front skirts. And you can even have a special spoiler on top of it. Stuff like that. Pretty crazy. However, only just a special spoiler. As you can see, there's no custom spoiler. There's also hood pins you can do, which I don't know why would you have hood pins at the front, because that's the front, not the motor. The motor's in the back windshield there. But yeah, overall. And yeah, it's a two-door car, so you might as well just slap in the Type C. I never understand the Type B, why people do just one bar across instead of double. You might as well just do the double. Stuff like that. It just looks weird about it. Maybe it's because I have a slight OCD to that, but yeah. So here's the setup for this car, which I'm gonna be honest, I probably should have touched the height adjustment just a bit and stuff. But otherwise, it's not that bad. It does feel a bit heavy as a result because of the ballast increasing and the fact no weight reduction. But I need that speed though, because this car has a struggle about that. But the interesting part is it has normal air clearing muffler and exhaust manifold, and I'd say the reason to that is because since it's a Type R, it has a special exhaust as a result. I think that was the same, but overall, not technically bad, not technically great here. Also, here's a decal if you want it, which basically a Le Mans tribute to the Team Kunimitsu. Hope I said that right. Pronunciations can be a beat. Anyways, here's the tryout for the Nsx, which starting at the reverse Corso, Green Valley Highway, or reverse club course. So we're just turning on that dumb stuff, as always. Which the Nsx, it's a car I've seen since day one of Gran Turismo. I've never been a particular fan of it though, because it's just one of those cars that it's supposed to be a supercar, okay? What do you think of when you hear supercar? You think of high horsepower. I would assume you would think high horsepower. But in Honda's case, they thought of just balance. And then also, of course, they did the Gentleman's Agreement, which is the 276 horsepower, which, you know, I don't blame them breaking that rule after they did the next car. I think it was an Acura Legend or something. So, it's like some kind of car. I just know at some point Honda said, screw that rule, we're breaking it. After the NSX fell, which it did, the NSX second failed. It did not really sold that efficient. So as a result, it was originally like 100 grand for this car, so now it's like 400 grand. Although not as ridiculous as the Skyline's case, but it's still pretty bad. But you do get technically a very reliable supercar as a result. I believe it's super reliable. I assume it will, since it's not much horsepower. So overall, if you want a car that's basically a turning car, I guess you can call it that, even though I ruined it on this build. Because I will say, I think making it heavier, I made it worse on the times and stuff. I gotta find my phone about that for times here. It's right here. What time is it gonna make here? Because it did 116.3, which is not great. Free sub. 115.5. A bit better. I got a lot. Somewhere. Although I should say it didn't technically fail, it just didn't sold great at all. I just hope, you know, because, I don't know, then again, they did mention they were supposed to sell a whole lot, so, I don't know. That's gonna go. Yeah, 115.5, it barely beat the GR86, that's because of all that weight I had. I basically turned this into the modern NSX, it doesn't have the hybrid system. It's kind of the bad part. But I had to for that speed reason. As the thing does. Sometimes you do have to attribute something to deliver something in return. This car has that. Which is, I don't know to say good or bad in that case. Yeah, 115.2. Still not being the Mustang. I think that's the goal. At best is what's going to beat here is the Mustang. Because the Mustang did 114.97, so yeah, on that time it did beat it though. The 114.7 of my previous, because yeah, we're now on the best lap. Because I guess the best way to describe what I turned this car into in terms of its turn, it feels like a 512B Ferrari. Which when I say 512B, it's 512 Baronetta boxer. Oh no, that car, that's that one with the weird orange pop-up headlights. Like, I don't know why it was like that. It does have a 6 Explorer design though. Which I will be coming back to that one. It just, I had issues with that one. Tires peeling out, you say. Because yeah, there is a hidden greatness about this car though, at least. Which I'll mention to that once we get there. Yeah, 114.637. It beats the Mustang just a good bit. Just a tad. Which is a good sign in that case. That kind of tells you how bad I either did with the Mustang or how bad the Mustang is in general. I mean, that is a basic Mustang, so I can't give a shit. Crap. And someone's gonna say, oh, there's a basic Mustang, that's a GT model. Well, that's still kind of a basic Mustang because there's the Shelby one. And that thing is a Dominator. Shelby does it better. Honestly, to the Dragon Trail, which I didn't time just yet. Oh yeah, because I think in this first lap it doesn't count because you're already over the lap, but then it's weird. That's why you don't see the best lap, I think, but it could be. I'm pretty sure it records the first lap sometimes. But the other thing to say about the Nsx, this was just Honda's attempt to make a supercar at the end of the day, but the thing is, they just have too much lightness. So as a result, you got a car here that you kind of actually have to apply weight in order to get its performance stable. Cause yeah, the other problem is because it's so light, the performance points is a little bonkers on this car. I would say, if anything, the next time they do a balancing, nerf this a bit more. Because it needs that speed. Although, like I said, there's also another reason why it's performing these mid-range of times, though. Which is a lot of people don't realize when it comes to time trials and why this car sucks for time, but it's because if you took it into an endurance race, it's different. Because then you not only gotta take how fast it's going, you also have to take how much fuel it's sucking. I can't say that's always the case because there is gonna be those cars where it just says, fuck that. I get to do whatever I want, and you're gonna be seeing those cases. Eventually. So I'm just gonna say those cars, when we get to those, they're gonna be instantly broken. And the best hint I can give you is any car with a race car motor. And not just any race car motor, it has to be like a high grade, like something Le Mans or something from a high speed car. Again. So there's your hint. Or if it's a small car, you're applying a big motor to a small car. So yeah, 154.643, which is... that's pretty slow. That's not even beating the GR86 right now. But yeah, that's just my biggest problem about the Nsx in general. They just did not want to go crazy. Although maybe that was a bad lap then. But yes, I do have to throw the I think policy because that way people don't take it factual. That's the reason why I keep saying I think. So don't fact check me. 153 straight, or 153.96 where I'm at. But that does beat the GR86. Now to beat the Mustang, which 152.2 or 0.482, which is very close. The Mustang is doing 151.875. That's how much I'm pushing so far, and this is the best lap on the final. I've gotten it to. Overall, I kind of don't think the Nsx is a bad machine. I do think there's some wonders you can do with this. It's just, if anything, I kind of say the motor's bad. If you want to know what's crazy, the body is perfect. It's just the motor is not really fast. It's just there. And when, as the saying goes, this is supposed to be a supercar. I find this more of a sports car than a supercar. I find this as equal as a Lotus Elise kind of levels. So that's kind of technically bad, if I'm comparing that. Matter of fact, if that's a rival to bring back, it's the Lotus Elise, because that would be the rival to this car. So it's just a light engine sports car with a Toyota motor that felt like similar performance as this car. Yeah, 152.29A did not beat the Mustang. Yeah, the Mustang had 151.8 something. It's close though, but the Mustang's gonna be faster because of speed reasons. It was able to put more down. Now onto the real put me down one, which is the Tokyo Expressway East course. Which this time I cannot technically believe I done this time, because when we get to the race, wind is a big factor on this time. I will say. Yeah, I really like the vinyl I did, even though I will say the vinyl's not point to point, because I think the Kunimitsu sign is a bit more, you're up a bit more like normal. But I like what I did. Then I add the black top to it. Yeah, as the thing goes, this is the 10th car now. I hope you guys are watching the series so far. So I've been in the crafts of making this for like 3 years now. Finally put in fruition. It's like, do I really want to be on this side of the goal? Because once you're on the side of the goal, you can't walk away from it. People will remind you. And that is a problem when it comes to figure stuff. It's like, do you just want to be this racer guy who goes around, does time trials and shit? Or do you want to be, I don't know, best way, other icon stuff you can think of. And the thing is, some fans will just come out and lash to say that, oh hey, weren't you this guy? Be this guy. I can't always be that guy. Would be the obvious say, but the thing is, people, no matter what, just view you as that guy, which is bad. Or it can get bad. The 211.187, which is beating yeah, 187. That is beats the Clio. But I'm not surprised, because that was the biggest problem about the Clio, because the Clio still suffers a similar case. But the problem is, its horsepower motor doesn't want to go any more. But this has a lot of room we can do. Because that's the good part about this car. You have so much tuning room. Like, if they didn't have the gentleman's agreement, they probably could have done 400 horsepower in this car. As I'm doing right now. Because that's the crazy part, and probably the best part about GTM. While they were limited on their horsepower, you could turn around and tune them to crazy levels. Which in the Nsx case, that is technically crazy, because that's a small motor. That's not even that big. And a very tight spot too, because if I recall, its spot's not that big. Because it's in the back shield, or back windshield. Turn it back here. Yeah, so far, surprisingly beat the Clio and the DR6. But yeah, there's one unique thing because of it being a Type R. That muffler is technically special, so I think it's even kind of surprisingly better than a racing muffler, which is weird. It still sounds very good though. 210.9. Doesn't beat anybody there. That's the big problem. I'm going to have trouble for that. Three. So yeah, like on to the final best lap. It's got a lot left to push. This one, yeah, 209.828. It beats the Mustang. That's to beat the Jet. Or it beats the Mustang? No, it beats the Mustang. It beats the Viper. Again, that was kind of the fault in the Viper. The Vipers can't go any further speed. Again, I do have methods. I still got to figure out how to learn to squeeze that part of the power. Which I am learning a bit more. So in the next future cars, I'm definitely going to be utilizing that ride height a bit more. I just know I should have done it for this one's case too, but it's close to the Jaguar F-Type R though. And Jaguar F-Type R did 209.75. Yeah, right now it's in at 6th place. Yeah, I should mention the places because the Nsx hit 9th on Dragon Trail, 9th on Grab Valley High. Or 8th on Grand Valley Highway, so. Here we go with the last straightaway here. On the last turn. Going faster. Make sure it is the best way ever. He's gonna hit to a 9,753. That's so close. For the yeah, 50 off basically. But here's the events it can do, and yeah, I gotta say for event wise, they can't really do a whole lot. Because you have Sunday Cup, and then it's like technically nothing except the Japanese Clubman Cup. Because they haven't really added any MR drivetrain ones. Or if you're gonna add MR drivetrain, I guess you can count the hypercar, but I don't count that. There needs to be a mid-range MR. So then you have an MR2. You have a bunch of MRs too that are in the lower end and then the higher end. Everything you do is 600 at most, except the rallies. And I technically think that's about it all I can do. Oh, you could technically do the historic if you lower it a bit more. That, and then the other thing is for tournament wise, it could do high speed ring, it could do the Tokyo. I had to hard check that. It could do, let's see, what's that? The Asian Oceania, which I just realized that's the South Korea one I was thinking. So that the Genesis could do that too, as it turned out. So I was thinking, like, there's surely a South Korea one, right? Yeah, it's that one. And just that one. Which will touring car 600. Yep, that's basically the results for the Nsx. Overall, it's not a bad car, and as you can see, we're on the 10th lap. So this car can do 10 laps before it has to go in the field. So that's pretty crazy. That's not bad. Yep, as for chasers I got this time, I got the Nissan GTR after me. Yeah, he was being pretty aggressive this time around. That's a soft action or something. I sometimes wonder. And Mr. Gallows. Mr. Gallo. And Braga. With Braga pulls some unique moments. And that's, I guess, Sky. Diesel. Puzzle. Previous? I don't know, I'm gonna be saying these and these pronounce are gonna be wrong terribly. Grady or Grady? Haywood. Mikado. Miyazuno. Solace. Konamos. Gentry. I always feel bad for this guy. He's always in the back. What a Viper. Come on. Probably because he's probably the most fairest one. He probably is a 600 pp. The restricted 600 pp. Well, yeah, I'm still gonna say those 3 top ones technically cheat because their performance points are a little bit higher than the Bills. Or that Nsx hybrid system is that fucking broken. I'm not sure. Something like that. It is becoming more of the future, apparently. The hybrid is the way to go. So even Ferrari is making it. Their new F80 is a V6 hybrid. It's not the V12, as you know. Which is crazy. That's super crazy. I'm kind of surprised. Which I'm not against that. V6 is really freaking good. As shown. I mean, this one wasn't that crazy power with all the changes. It could make it more crazy power. It's in 419 horsepower. So, yep, that's the Nsx, people. And I hope you enjoyed the rest of this run I showed here. So until then, I'll see you guys next time. You guys take care, and till then.